What is up, guys and gals? This is Brandon, back on Brandon Coin, and we are up in the mining cave right now. And if you notice, it's a little bit quieter in here because with the AC unit running and I have that huge duct fan off, it doesn't sound like a freaking wind tunnel because that old duct fan, or that fan that I had, that made it sound like all the time up here. But anyway, the AC unit's like wide open 24/7, and I do have to say, before, up in here in this room, it was unbearable to be in here. Now what I have done is I put a blackout curtain that's like insulated over the doorway, and I have the AC unit on full blast, and this room's staying like comfortable. I can actually sit up here and I'm not like breaking a sweat. And all the temperatures on all of my systems are actually running like a lot cooler. Nothing's getting over 70 degrees Celsius anymore, whereas before everything was creeping up into the high 70s, sometimes low 80s. So it was really kind of scaring me on the longevity because I really like to keep all my stuff below 70. So I know a lot of people are like really kind of triggered about me putting an AC unit in here and worried about the hardware. I have the hardware far enough off. I don't think moisture or anything like that's going to be an issue. And also, just looking into it, the way the AC system works, it actually pulls moisture out of the air, from what I understand. I don't know a lot about it. I just know that it's only pulling like 400 watts, and the fans that I've been able to actually turn off, because now I just keep a box fan and one of my smaller fans on each rig just to keep some airflow moving. I'm probably burning the same, if not just a little bit less electricity overall, because the AC unit I got is actually fairly efficient. At max, I've only seen it go up to 450 watts, and it stays stable around 400 to 420. But anyway, that's not why we're going to make this video today. Why we're making the video is I have a friend over at Parallel Mining, or Parallel Miner. He just works there. He doesn't own it or anything like this, so this is out of his pocket. But he saw the breakout board that I had, and he was like, man, I want to send you an upgrade, and this is definitely an upgrade. Jason King, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And I'm probably going to be getting another one of these from Parallel Miner, I guess. I'm going to see what their prices are. But it's got like a power button on it, and it's also got the voltage readout right there. And whereas my other one, this one has what, 4 times 4, this one's got 16 6-pin plugs on it, and my other one, I think it had like 8. So this one has a lot more power potential. I could pump out and plug in a lot more cards on this one. So I'm going to take my other one off and just plug this one in for the time being, and I don't know, check it out, see what kind of voltage we're running at. So yeah, let's pull that off. Alright, got her running good. Octo Miner's up and running. There's 7 1050s and 1 1080 on there. That 1080 is going to be coming out and going into a dedicated big card 1080 rig. Well, 1080, 1070. And I'm going to be putting another 1050 in this rig. We still have the AMD rig over here. 3 560s, 1 580. And still have the 1060 rig. 5 1060s and 1 1050 Ti over there at the end. So not a whole lot's changed up here in the mining shed, or the mining cave. It's up in my bonus room. But the AC is, it feels so good in here. It's probably like, I don't know, around 80 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Normally it would be unbearable to be in this room, but right now, I mean, like, I've been up here for like 30 minutes, and look, I mean, maybe no sweat, a little bit of sweat, but yeah. So I'm gonna go downstairs and make sure everything's running good on the Octominer with this this breakout board plugged in. And thank you again, Jason. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, so let's go. Alright, guys and gals, so I just jumped down here and I was messing with some of the overclocks a little bit, but I did want to show y'all, because some of y'all are like, there's no way that AC unit is keeping up with the heat that's pumping out of that room. And if any of y'all remember how hot this room actually used to get before, these cards would be chilling like 75 C all the way up to 80 C So like now, as you look, like they're in like the low 60s. Some are even like the ones right there in the 50s. There's in the 50s. All these are in the 60. There's a couple cards, like see that second one that's right at 69. That's one of those cards I need to redo the thermal paste on. It always runs a little warm. But the Octominer rig was actually running like in the 82, 83 Celsius range, and that's when I was like, you know what, I got to do something. So I think the AC unit's working. For the size of my mine, and I'll just start expanding, and when I get to a point where the AC unit can't keep up with it anymore, then I'll redesign a way to keep these cards cool. But until then, I think it's definitely a cost-effective way. Some people were like, oh my gosh, it's going to cost more than electricity to run the AC unit. Why don't you just run the AC on your house? Well, the AC on my house is actually a lot larger unit, and figuring up the kilowatts per hour, it's not efficient to run that one to keep that room up there cool. So I just have the AC blocked off going to that room, and I blocked off the door, and that one little AC unit, it only pulls like 400 watts. So it breaks down to like a little over $20 a month if I run that thing wide open 24/7. So $20 a month to make my cards run in the 60s is well worth it in the summertime. So we've already had a couple days where it's creeped up almost, you know, the high 80s, low 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So I know if it can keep it cool on those days, we may have some days where I need to pull my overclocks back and undervolt the cards a little bit more. But I think we'll be able to make it through the summer, no problems at all. And that new breakout board is running flawlessly, just as good as the last, but with more plugs and also the that voltage readout. And I forgot to get a video of that upstairs. The voltage readout actually is reading at 12.5 volts. So I assume that's good. I mean, I know it's supposed to be 12 volts. I didn't know it was supposed to be a little bit over that. I don't really know what that means. So if you could comment down below and let me know what that means, like, I guess that's a good range to be in, hopefully. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all on the daily mining hash rates later on today. So adios.